SweetEmelyne. So today I'm going to teach you how to make an elf on the shelf cupcake, and I actually got this request from someone on Instagram, and I thought that this idea was so cool and so awesome. So thank you so much for the idea, and if you guys want to learn how to make this, then just keep watching. So first I'm going to be taking my color mist in gold, and I just put a piece of fondant down on top of my cupcake. You guys don't have to do that. You guys can just use frosting and then just spray this color mist on top. I thought it would just give the cupcake a little extra touch. So next I'm going to just take my white fondant, and as you guys can tell, I colored it in the shade Ivory just so that it looks like his skin tone. Now we're going to begin to mold his face, and his cheeks kind of pop out of his head, so that's what I'm doing. So next I'm going to be taking this Wilton tool, and this is the number 5, and I'm just going to begin to form his little smile. So I'm kind of just like drawing it in to his face. Now I'm just taking another piece of the color fondant, and we're just going to form this into a little nose, and you don't have to do this into any particular shape. It can just be kind of a little oval. Now I'm going to be taking my red color dust, and you just need a little bit of it on a little paintbrush, and we can begin to put this onto his cheek so that they look cute and rosy. And I like that this is sparkly because it adds a little more glitter to it. Now I'm going to be taking my Food Writer pen, which I got at Michael's, and I'm just going to begin to draw on his eyes. And since he does have blue eyes, I'm taking the blue pen, and I'm also going to add some blue onto the outside. Now I'm going to be taking my brown color dust and a little flat end angled brush, and we can just begin to paint on his eyebrows. Now I'm taking some white fondant, and we're just going to shape this onto his head, and you can kind of just begin to form it into the shape of his hair, which is why I have my phone in the background with a picture of him, because for me it's a little bit easier to look at a picture of what I'm trying to do, and just to kind of get a better idea of it. So I'm taking the brown color dust and some cookie icing, and we can begin to put this on top of his head after you have painted his hair with the color dust. So now I'm taking red fondant, and I'm going to form it into a rectangle for his body, and then after we are done forming the rectangle, we can stick him right into it. Now I'm taking the red fondant, and I just rolled it out into a little snake, and once you do that, you can break it in half and then just pinch the edge of it so that it can go onto his body easier, so it just kind of is more flush with him. And now I'm taking a holly cookie cutter, and I just cut it out so that it had this pretty little edge on the white fondant, so we can put it around his neck to look like, I'm not really sure what it is called, but the little like furry thing around his neck. So here I'm just taking a tiny piece of white fondant and just kind of molding it into his little glove. Now I'm going to take some more red fondant, and I'm just going to begin to form this into his hat, so it's kind of just a little cone shape. Now I'm going to be taking this Wilton tool, and it just has a ball on the end of it, and we can stick it into the hat and just kind of begin to hollow it out. That way it sits better on top of his head. Now I'm taking a small piece of white fondant and just putting some cookie icing on it. That way we can kind of wrap it around the hat to look like the fur. So now I'm just taking more cookie icing and putting it on top of his head. That way his little hat can stick on. Now we can stick his body into the cupcake. And here I just have some more red fondant rolled out. And we're kind of doing the same thing as we did with the arms, and we're just going to stick it underneath his body. That way he has some legs. So you guys can leave his legs hanging down if you want, but I want to go by the picture. I'm not sure if his legs are always like this because I've never actually seen an elf on the shelf in person. I know it's pretty bad, but so I just formed his legs kind of how they look in the picture, and you can basically do whatever you want with his arms. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make this little elf on the shelf cupcake, and if you guys like it, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!